I'm Dr. Rob. Welcome to Power Mondays. Welcome to Power Mondays. So, how many of you have been operating in a place of a personal grudge? You can just say one, two, three. Matter of fact, since it's just a little bit of us, I might lock the room. It's not 7 o'clock yet, but I am recording. But we ain't got a lot of people here yet. So we could talk to each other. That's why I created this space, so we could talk to each other. How many of you are holding on to a personal grudge with yourself?
Me.
You are, Liz? Okay, thank you for being honest. Anyone else? I got a handout for you. Let me give out the handout because this is going to help you. And I want you to be empowered to walk away from personal pain. You know, the thing that haunts us. And a lot of us are haunted by what we did. And one of the things I learned to do is to tell my story before somebody else told my story. That protected me in so many different ways. Because, baby, people will tell your story and add drama to it. Anybody understand that? So here's your handout. Power Monday. You're going to need that for later. That's a little treat. And I want you to take that with you for the rest of the week. But today, let's start this. We're going to start this affirmation. This week is mine to command. I
This week
move,
is mine.
I move with unstoppable energy, clarity, and purpose. Every step I take creates impact. I refuse to shrink. I refuse to hesitate. I reclaim my power fully and make this week extraordinary. That is something you have to hold on to this week that's going to guide you, to guide you to your truth. We're going to take a deep breath here. I know people are coming in. I'm going to mute everybody so we could have our peace and not be disturbed. Okay. So I'm going to ask everyone to mute yourself as we are going into the integrity of this message. And I just want to make sure we are recording in a way that we're undisturbed because this will be posted. So a lot of us are not progressing in life because we don't forgive ourselves. We are the biggest grudgers against ourselves. We hold grudges, nasty grudges against ourselves. You might have uh, ate a piece of chicken 3 years ago and gained 5 pounds, or you thought that was the reason why you gained, and you hold a grudge against yourself over that one little piece of chicken. And as minute and minor it sounds, these are things we do to ourselves. These are things we do to ourselves. We hold grudges against ourselves, and we become the judge, the jury, and the what's the guard that take you out when you got to go to jail. We become all on people with ourselves, but we can forgive other people. Somebody will, somebody might have abused you, but you'll forgive them. You'll forgive that person. You'll forgive that person for what they did to you. But when it comes to yourself, you're a little harder. You're a little meaner. You mean as hell. And you beat yourself up over and over again. The executioner. Thank you, Liz. Judge, jury, and the executioner. That's the one that take you out to cut your head off, or take you to the firing squad, or take you to the lethal injection. Alexa, turn off. Thank you. You're rude ass. Forgot it was 7 o'clock. She said 7 o'clock. Oh, get on that thing. That's my 7 o'clock reminder for the show. But this place of unforgiveness is what holds many of us back. It holds you back. It makes you a victim to your own pain. And it puts you in a position where people will unforgive you or hold a grudge against you for something you've asked for forgiveness for. I'm going to tell you something. Energy is transferable. And what you do to yourself, others will do to you. So many of you are walking around in unforgiveness. I want you to take a deep breath. This is not about just letting go. It's about remembering that you, the person you've been punishing, is also the person who has kept you alive. I want you to understand this. We are masters at holding on to guilt. And for many of us, we replay moments on an endless loop. The words we said, the choices we made, the people we hurt, including ourselves. We tell ourselves, I should have known better, I should have done better. But here's the truth. Here is the truth. You are doing the best you could with what you knew then. You're doing the best you could with what you knew then. And let's just be clear here. Self-forgiveness is not about erasing the past. It's not. It's about facing it, looking yourself in the eye and saying, yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I caused harm, but I will not let my past sentence my future self to a life of shame because at the root of it all is shame. Shame. Many people are living in shame, and shame will abort your future and tell you that the baby was put up for adoption. Shame is nasty. She's all nasty girl. She ain't nice to nobody. You can't operate in that place of shame because what you have done is done. And what you have done, your future should not be subjected to the punishment of it. When you forgive yourself, you break the cycle. Because shame tries to tell you that you are at the worst moment. You ever been there? See, when you do something really horrible, you may think it's the worst moment, then you realize you made other worse moments. But let me tell you something. Forgiveness says, I am more than that moment. I'm a whole human being. I am capable of growth. I can choose differently now. And let's just break down the nitty gritty what forgiveness really is. Okay. It's how you treat yourself when the mistake pops up. For many of you, you's a stupid bitch. You's a dummy. You ain't worth shit. These are things we say to ourselves. You so stupid. Come on. You a dumb motherfucker. You be cussing yourself out. Oh, I can't stand your stupid ass. You're not operating in forgiveness. In fact, you're self-harming. You're self-harming. No, they say for self-harm, we supposed to lock you up. They say for self-harm, we supposed to report you for the behavioral unit. If you out here self-harming, baby, I got to report you because you ain't doing right. Just saying. But here's what forgiveness really is. It's not forgetting. It's not excusing. It says, What I did happened, but who I am now, it doesn't matter. Forgiveness is refusing to be chained to an identity that no longer fits you. How many of you are the same person that you were when you did the crime? When you did the issue, how many of you are that same person? Are you that same person? Let me know. Put one in the comment. Are you that same person? If you drive and don't put no ones in it, don't you drive and crash up nobody. I'm not responsible for you crashing and shit this morning. You're not gonna be on Monday news. I was listening live and boom, you better pay attention to that road. You ain't that same person. So if you still not that person, why are you still subjected to that old person? You ain't forgave yourself. Huh? You ain't forgive yourself. You're not that same person. So why are you making point and reference to who you not? That's mistaken identity. Forgiveness is refusing to be chained to an identity that no longer fits you. It's acknowledging the harm, taking responsibility, and still believing you are worthy of love and repair. It's acknowledging the harm, taking responsibility, and still believing you are worthy of love and repair. You're worthy of love and repair. Ain't nobody gonna love me because what I did. So what? You cheated on your husband, you cheated on your wife. So what? Life goes on. So what? Oops, you made a mistake. Whip de doo. Most likely, if you cheated because you wasn't emotionally being affectionate, or they want somebody wasn't giving affection at home. Because let me tell you the real reason why people be cheating, because somebody wasn't doing something. I'm talking about husbands that cheat. You wasn't doing something. You weren't being honest. See, we could blame the spot. Oh, my wife wasn't doing this, but you wasn't doing something. You wasn't being honest. Somebody wasn't doing something. Everybody get a shot this morning. And guess what? You don't have to feel ready to forgive yourself because forgiveness is rarely a single moment. It's a practice. It's a practice. And it's waking up every day and deciding, I am not going to destroy myself for something I cannot change. Come on, say it with me. I am not going to destroy myself for something I can't change. You can't change the past. So why the hell are you letting it destroy you? I can't. I can't. What am I going to do about it? I can't. You ain't got no power over something that already happened, but you have the power over what can happen. You got the power of now. So I can't go back living on what I did. Because if I keep going back on what I did, then I will never be who I am. It's also saying I will honor the pain I caused, but I will also honor my right to heal. Because if you want to know what real strength is, it's this. It's to stop running from your own reflection, to stand there and say, I forgive you. Even with tears in your eyes and regret still heavy in your chest, that is power to look at yourself and say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. You what? I forgive you. I forgive you even though it hurts. It hurt my heart. I forgive you. Not guilty. I told you I bring a mirror. Go and get your mirror. Go and get your mirror. I told you bring you a mirror. You're gonna come over here. Go and get your mirror. Go look at yourself in the mirror. You looking at yourself, CB? Look at yourself in the eyes. Whatever you got to do, look in the mirror. Cause ain't nobody gonna do this for you. I forgive myself. You asking God for forgiveness, but the person you really need to ask forgiveness is yourself. I forgive myself. I did it. It happened. I was in my dumb era. We got all these eras now. I was in my dumb era. I was in my ignorant era. I was in the I didn't know what I know now era. I forgive myself. Shit happens. Life happens. Because some of us have begged the people that hurt us, and it hurts us that we begged. See, come on, how many of you living in regret? Regret is unforgiveness. Because a mistake unlearned must be repeated. And you're going to end up repeating that same thing that you did over and over until you learn to forgive yourself. You're going to keep looping. Because when you stop running from your own reflection and you stand there and say, I forgive you, you operate in power. Because once you forgive yourself, you free up all the energy you've been using to hate yourself. I'm going to let you get that. Some of y'all ain't get that. I'm going to let you get it. I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna let that hit. Cause you spend a lot of energy hating yourself. Hate. You talking about self-hatred? I hate myself.com. Hate. Hate. Because once you forgive yourself, you free up all that energy you've been using to hate yourself because you reclaim it from growth, for connection, for joy. You stop living like someone undeserving and start living like someone who has survived and that is worthy for a second chance. So if you're carrying the weight of your past, here's your permission. Set it down. Not because it wasn't heavy, not because it didn't matter, but because you deserve to stop hurting, because your healing matters too. And I want to be very clear here. Self forgiveness is an act of rebellion. What you mean, Dr. Rob? This is an act of rebellion. What you talking about, Willis? It says, I will not let shame write my story. I will not let regret steal my future. I am more than my mistake. I choose me. And that is power. That itself is power. It's power. And I want you to understand something. That power isn't about controlling everything around you. That power is a quiet strength that says, I can begin again. I can hold compassion for myself while still moving forward. I can rewrite the story that starts this week. Because in this space, you're invited to pause, to reset, to remember who you are becoming. Because each Monday, we're going to breathe, we're going to reflect, and we're going to re-enter life with clarity and courage. Okay? Because self forgiveness tells you that nothing robs your power faster than carrying shame into this week. Stop carrying this shame in this week. Stop. Say this to yourself. Put your hand on your belly. That's the seat of your soul. Put your hand on your belly. And look at yourself in the mirror or look at yourself in the reflection and say, I forgive myself for what I didn't know then. I give myself permission to grow. I am safe to begin again. Let your chest soften. I want you to imagine yourself stepping into this new week, clear, lighter, more open, and repeat after me in your mind or out loud. I am strong enough to let go. I am wise enough to move forward. I am worthy of a new chapter. Come on, take a deep breath. Breathe. Let that forgiveness come in. Let that pain out. You don't have to defeat you and let your past mistreat you. You don't have to. You don't have to be robbed of a future of happiness over what has happened. Now let's have a Power Monday affirmation. Come on, you can open your hands, rub your hands together. If you driving, don't you rub your hands together. I'm not responsible. Oh, okay. All right. She in the car, she's parked. All right, praise God. Come on, rub them hands together. Uh-huh. Come on, say this with me. I release what no longer serves me. Uh-huh. I forgive myself for past mistakes and choose growth. I am not defined by my hardest moments. I am safe to evolve and change my story. I step into this week with clarity and courage. Uh-huh. Yes. You're safe. This is your moment. Ain't no devil, ain't nobody holding nothing against you. You got to let that go. Don't be your own devil. Let them be unemployed. Don't be your own devil. Let them be unemployed. Let that fool be unemployed. Now let me give you this worksheet so y'all can work this out. Y'all got to work this out. Work out your salvation. Uh-huh. You waiting for somebody else to give it to you. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than a grudge against yourself. Now let me tell y'all something. Don't be coming up in here every week, every Monday, holding shit against yourself. I'm gonna call you out on it. I don't want to hear Dr. Rob. I'm going through some shit. Well, do you forgive yourself? No. Well, you ain't doing the work. This is about doing the work. Power Mondays is about doing the work. Power Mondays is about owning ourselves. This TikTok ain't getting this. You getting this. And this is a weekly workshop. I'm gonna have guest speakers on here, other people on here, but this is about you forgiving yourself, and you got to stop grudging yourself. You got to stop that. That can I tell you something? You know what immaturity is? Immaturity is holding on to the past and expecting the future to be better. Let me rephrase that. Immaturity is holding on to the mistakes of your past and expecting yourself to be forgiven. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. It's time to put on your big boy pants, your big woman pants, and be an adult about this. You sit up here holding grudges against yourself over shit that you didn't do. Shit that happened. You did it. All right. You know what? I used to be a stripper. Oh well. I done did some strange things for some strange change. Oh well. I don't give a shit. It happened. See, you gotta have the audacity to not give a shit. You was a hoe? Oh well, you was a hoe. Who cares? So what? And well, you a good hoe was the question. So what? So what? I don't let that goofy shit hold you back. So what? And you want a cookie? Over here, we don't do condemnation over here. We don't do shame over here. This ain't here. This wasn't built for shame. This is built for empowerment. This is built for power. Take your power back and stop being ashamed of who you were, who you is. Because the shame of it will take you out and will make you forget who you are. Chosen. You still chosen by God. A paid hoe. Come on, if you was a paid hoe, be a paid hoe. But don't be a broke hoe. Good girlfriend told me, she said, I did some strange things for some strange change. I said, you sucked a few dicks in life? All right, you sucked a few dicks. Go what? Girl, bye. It was your fit. Did you go hungry? No. Then what we talking about? Oh, who cares? Some of us do some strange things for some strange change. I'm talking to you for a reason because you see, I keep telling you, I got a good friend. She was a prostitute for many years. She was a good hoe. She was a hoe of a hose. She was a high praise hoe. She's married to a multimillionaire. They say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's a lie. She's married to a millionaire, lives in Europe, has a beautiful, fabulous house that I'm going to. I've been to the house a few times. Fabulous. You know what? Her only fear was her husband's going to find out. She told him who he was, who she was. He said, so what? You're my wife now. You're my wife now. I went from a stripper to a doctor and might go back to stripping if I get my body right a little more. So nothing can stop you but you. And when you live in that freedom and you live in that place of freedom in your life, when you live in a place of freedom, you got your power. That's your juice. That's your battery pack. And so when you look at your past and you can be like, girl, you was fucked up then. Boy, you was fucked up then. And laugh about it, you got your power. You got your power. That's powerful. I could look at everything I did and be like, I did it. So what? But did you die? No. All right. Any questions? If you have a question, you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Any questions? Let me see. Oh, the people ain't got no questions. All right. The ministry is working. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Dolores. Dr. Lindora. Let's go to Dr. Lindora. I'm going to unmute you, Dr. Lynn. Dora. Dr. Lynn. You can ask your question. Doctor,
I didn't have a question. I just love that you made the space. Um, it's given me a lot to think about,
good.
how I've been moving,
Hmm.
myself. So that's all. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you. One of my students is here, but you can unmute yourself, Alicia.
Good morning, Dr. Rob. So
Morning.
happy to be here.
Morning. How you?
Um, I'm doing well. I just had a quick question. I know you're going to be doing a class starting November the 1st.
Mhm.
And I had a very eventful weekend. It was just so exhausting, but a lot of my old thoughts and feelings came like flooding back. And so I pretty much journaled a lot about that. But how do I just continue to just let it flow and unpack without actually focusing on what everything is doing and the way it's going?
You are going through the residue of inner child work.
Okay.
And we have opened up the floodgates, which is why I told all of y'all to get off of my social media and everything else,
Yes.
because this is a very crucial time in which you're imploding.
Okay.
Because let's just be quite honest, you held in a lot of things for years.
Mm-hmm.
Held your voice in.
Yeah.
Now the dam has been removed, everything is coming out.
Yes.
This is where you should practice radical forgiveness, self-forgiveness. Hey, I did it. Hey, I participated in this. Hey, I didn't have a voice at this moment. This is where you have to forgive yourself. This is why I told you to get that new assignment.
And I love it. And I just wanted just to say I'm so grateful. I have so much gratitude just for being able to go back and actually do the work, which is so much power. Because one thing that I realized, let me tell you something. Once you go back and get that little girl, everything that think it attached themselves to you, that shit gonna fall right on off with no problem.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the most dangerous part, and that's why I'm glad that the coaches were intuitive to get off my lives because it's gonna mess you up. You cannot. You, I told the previous cohort, do not get on my lives. They ain't want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
My lives are for the public.
Yeah.
My teaching is for y'all.
Yes. Yes. It's a difference.
Major difference.
Yes.
I do not
Mm-hmm.
teach the same way I teach on live. That live teaching is a different format. That's exoteric. This is esoteric. Exoteric is the public information. Esoteric is that private, deep stuff that I won't teach publicly. You don't put your pearls public to everybody. So
Yes.
what y'all been getting in the institute is that deeper work. And remember, y'all are in a 12-week course.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff is rapid and intense.
Yes.
And it's boom, 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 boom. Because I got a heavy hit in order to get you're gonna be a coach in literally 7 weeks.
Yes.
So boom, it's coming to the head. You may still be in this mode all the way up to week 7.
Mm-hmm.
But trust the work that the work is working, that the work I started in you will be completed in you. So when you look at yourself and then when week 12 happens, you'll be like, I'm not ashamed of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
I
forgave
already don't
myself.
recognize myself.
I forgave myself. I forget. Listen, is that all you got?
Mm-hmm. 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 Just like you said, your greater shall be late. Your latter shall be greater than your past. And I truly believe that. And I have always been telling myself that because I know the power of my words, even though when I did not have a voice. And now that I have a voice, I really speak my truth and I stand on my power. And I'll be like, whoa, I said that. And I said, don't worry about it. Just keep on going. Mm-hmm. Just keep going. And thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, I see a hand raised in the scrubs. I don't know your name today. Let me see. Hold on. You can unmute yourself.
Oh,
All
it's Doretta. I
right.
didn't know.
Hey, you know what?
How
Brooklyn in
are
the
you?
house. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
So I just want to say I'm so, so, so grateful that you took this off of TikTok. Cause I sometimes I want to say things and talk and really, like one time I got on and I started crying, but then I kept thinking, oh God, I'm on TikTok and I'm a coach and I'm a nurse and everybody's gonna think I'm weak. But forget all that. I'm so, so happy you started these Mondays. I'm so grateful. My question is, I've been in recovery for 36 years from drug addiction. I've been in therapy years ago getting over the incest. Why does the inner child stuff come back up if you dealt with it years ago? It doesn't mean that it never heals or because it's not like it used to be, but it's still remnants of it. Does it ever go away?
Does your past ever go away? Absolutely not. But let me get my inner child specialist with her scarf on. You can unmute yourself. Uh, Let me explain to you about one. I want you to change your language. Language is very
Okay.
important.
Okay.
You're not recovered. You overcame.
I overcame. Okay. I overcame.
I hate AA language. I hate NA language because it always gives you reference to who you were. You're not that person anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm not. That's true.
You don't see that word. You don't I want you to pay attention to language, because the language and linguistics is very important to the soul. When you change that, you'll also change your, we're not denying what happened,
Hmm.
changing the narrative of what happened. Because now you have to re-author your story. And on the deeper level, a lot of your addiction came from your inner child.
Yes, the incest with my father. Yes.
So those stories come up because there is still more room to deal and to heal. But once you, I gave someone else an assignment. I won't say, I gave two of my students an assignment, and actually three, and a patient. This has been coming to me lately about doing therapy different now. Is I'm starting to recommend people go grab a doll, a baby
I,
doll,
I have teddy bears.
teddy bear, baby doll,
Okay.
something that represents you,
Okay.
and begin to love that thing, that doll, as that child you were.
Mhm.
I ain't talking about walking around big ass grown ass person walking with a doll in their hand. You're gonna look crazy, and we don't want you in the hospital. But we're talking about when you're home, to speak to that baby doll the way you should have been spoken to. That's a representative of your soul. That is a physical, because a lot of times people don't believe until they see. You are beautiful. You are worthy. I'm sorry this happened to you. Sometimes you're going to need that hug that you didn't get. And when that inner child is asking to be seen, they will bring up the past. So if it's coming forward, she's asking to be seen and to have a voice where you didn't have a voice in those moments, because you've experienced the heaviest betrayal when it comes from your father. And so just because you're a coach, just because you doesn't mean you've arrived. I have never arrived as a psychologist. We don't arrive. We evolve.
Right. I don't mean to arrive. I just felt like I spent my husband, he passed. I've shared that with y'all. He used to say, "Oh God, we could buy 2 houses with all the money you spend in therapy." And I'm like, and I'm still crying off and on. So that's why my question was, do you ever, will I always cry over her? I guess I
No,
will, because
no,
he, I don't know.
no, no, no. You won't always cry over her, because one day it's going to hit you that you're not her.
I
One
guess
day,
my question is
actually,
when.
let me say it like this. One day you will cry, and it's going to be a very long, hard cry, because one day you're going to disconnect and realize, I'm not that child.
Something to click.
Something opens up in your head. It's like, I've been crying for years over this, because you can't even, most of the time, you can't even feel the pain of the situation. Matter of fact, 99.9% of the time, you can't feel the pain of the incident, because your body loses score after a while. It loses memory. But radical forgiveness can help that. That self-forgiveness can help that a lot. That forgiving yourself, because
Yeah.
beat yourself up over is, why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't it is? And they threatened me and I couldn't speak up. And that is where the real battle is at. That's where people really battle the most, is that place of forgiveness.
Well, thank you so much for all you do. And a big, big thank you for this safe place, because I feel safe here. I rushed off of work and I made sure I gave report, because I'm a nurse at night. And I was like, I got to get to the car. I got to get to my class. I'm glad I did. So
Right.
I appreciate you so much,
No
because
problem.
I've healed a lot, but I still have a lot more. You helped me see that I'm still grieving, because in my mind it's like, okay, he's been gone 5 years, but I'm still miss my husband. People say, why don't you date? I'm still in love with my husband. Yeah, he ain't here, but I don't want to let nobody I don't want to let nobody touch me. It's like I'm not there yet, and I allow that. After the session with Shelly and you, and just knowing I am okay, and I'm gonna continue to be okay.
So why don't
I'm
you
gonna continue to show. Yeah, I
let's,
appreciate you.
let's say this. I'm allowed
I'm allowed
to be
to be
me.
me,
And me shows up the way I decide to be.
and me shows up the way I decide to be.
I'm allowed to be me.
I'm allowed to be me.
I'm not under anyone else's rules or regulations but my own.
I'm not under anyone's rules or regulations but my own.
I'm allowed to be me.
I'm allowed to be me.
And me shows up where I
And me.
feel safe to show up.
Thank you.
You decide you want to date, that's your business. If you don't want to date, that's your business. It's
Right.
your cat.
That's what, that's what I'm telling everybody. Like, please leave me alone. Let me rebuild my life the way at my pace.
Mm. So I would advise you, get a doll. Get that little doll. Rock her. Treat her right. And you'll start manifesting that part of yourself as you learn. And then one day you just put the doll away. One day the doll gets put away because you realize I don't need the doll anymore.
Thank you.
Right. Amy, what's hurting at the moment? Potential parental alienation. It's breaking what he has done to me. Would you like to share that, Amy? Hold on. You may unmute if you'd like to share that. Sure, you can unmute yourself. It won't let you hold on. Hold on 1 second. It should do it now. You know, this little thing is all right. Hold on. Try it now.
It's working now.
Oh, okay. I got that. I was looking at the wrong Amy. I'm looking at Amy Riley. It's you, Amy. Okay. Sorry, Amy Riley. All right.
I apologize. Like, it's messy. Like, I'm in another town that's 3.5 hours away because my brother's been in intensive care for a month. So while I'm down here, I left my girls with their father because my brother is intubated, so he's got a bunch of wires. So I didn't want my girls to be traumatized. Because it's like my mother was in the same position 5 years ago, and my second child, seeing how she was, and I didn't want to traumatize her because it stayed with her for years.
Got
I
you.
mean, like, she's 9 years old, and this happened when she was 3, and she still talks about it. You know what I mean? Because I know how it
Let's
affected her.
let's get to the point. So what is the
Yeah.
what is parental alienation?
He refused to let me speak to my girls. We've been through a lot of rough patch. Like, he had a 6 months affair with his coworker, and I won't tolerate the disrespect. I won't tolerate the way he's treating me. And now his way of punishing me is blocking me on everything and not having access or availability to even talk to my children. I have to get a friend of mine to go over to so I can speak to my kids. And it's a whole
You're
mess.
referring to your ex-husband or your ex-spouse?
Yeah.
So you're dealing with parental alienation. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Advised to get a lawyer, but I know the law, you're in Canada, the laws up there are so different. And they're very anti-woman laws because I have like 4 Canadian um mothers that I'm working with, and getting through the court procedures is very ridiculous up there.
Oh, it is. But the one thing too that works with me is that I'm financially stable and I document everything.
Good.
Absolutely everything.
You're using the app as well too?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
I would advise for yourself is just understand the undercurrent. The undercurrent is that you're dealing with whatever the circumstance. I can't give him diagnosis. I don't know the situation. Is just maintain your own peace. And if the
Hmm.
communication is through that way, go with the flow while you work your legal stuff. Because the
Hmm.
thing is to always present yourself as Snow White, even when you're with the dwarfs.
Yeah.
Just play cool. Sometimes you just gotta play cool. You know, it's emotionally, it can be emotionally taxing, but just play cool and just let it flow. And really trust that the process is going to work, and get you a great lawyer or mediator that can go in and mediate the situation and show your proof of your improvements or whatever the accusation was made and where you made an improvement, and watch the flow happen. I've seen this with like at least 3 cases up in Canada of the women I've worked with. Let it flow. Let it flow.
Hmm.
It's, for some reason, I
I
don't, I don't know why it's so patriotic up there, but it's a whole nother world.
Oh, it's patriotic dependent on the province too.
Okay.
Different province are a little bit different.
Mhm.
See, over here in the province I'm in, you have like grandparents' rights, you have mother's right, father's right, but they're enforcing father's right because a lot of the time, like in the past, women were just given
Or be abusing it.
um
Abusing.
yeah, yeah, they were abusing it, having custody and alienating the father. I don't agree with that. I mean, whatever bias issues you're having between your spouse, the children should not be affected. Because at the end of the day, it's the children that get hurt. Like, this is what bothers me. I'm long over the relationship. I'm past it. But my children, that's a different story because that's the one thing that I hold dear. You know what I mean? Like, it, they're I brought them into this world. They didn't ask for any of this crap. They didn't ask to go through anything because some people can't properly communicate or properly handle their crap. I just don't want to, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a lot of bullshit and I'm still trying to process a lot of it
Mm.
because a lot of it is my own emotions are reflecting into it and
It's all good.
I've got a lot of anger left to it.
All good. Understandable. Breathe through it and you'll get through it. That's the best advice I can give to you, especially during parental separation. And, breathe. Breathe through it. You'll get through it.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. All right. Well, folks, that ends Power Monday. I'll be back on TikTok for a regular live probably on Wednesday. But thank you. I will be posting this and we'll be creating a Discord community for you all who want to be part of Power Mondays. Invite a friend or two. Tell them to come on in. Dr. Rob is live. We'll be doing this every Monday. We'll be having special guests. You can always come on at 6:45. The Zoom will always be available. And thank you so much. And remember, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You deserve it.